Thank you so much for joining me today at Everyday Yoga. Today's yoga flow is a restorative, gentle class, but we're going to open up the hips, we're going to open up the shoulders, and we are going to start standing today. So let's go ahead and find our feet. And then when I say find our feet, I mean really bring your awareness to the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet. We spend so much of our time living up in the head all day. So let's just bring our awareness into the body. So maybe with eyes closed, if you feel comfortable, or take a soft gaze, just kind of rock forward and back on your feet a little bit. Just notice your toes touching the ground and the balls of your feet and the heels. Just bring your awareness right down there to the soles of the feet, maybe a little bounce if you like. And then as you're rocking forward and back, think about the distribution of your weight. So leaning forward, most of the weight is in the toes and the balls of the feet. Leaning back, most of the weight is in the heels. See if you can't just kind of even it out, split the difference so you have a nice balance of weight distributed across the feet. Same thing from the inner and outer edges of the feet. Maybe even lean gently, easily from side to side, and just notice the weight on the insides of the feet, the outsides of the feet. And again, just split the difference there so that all four sides, if we're looking at the feet, some people have kind of triangular feet, some more rectangular, but just for the sake of this practice, let's think about these four sides of the feet. Each side, right to left, the balls and the heels. Just notice the change just in your stance from that even distribution of the weight. And then same thing in the hips. Maybe tilt the pelvis forward, lift the tailbone in a little just exaggerated motion, dropping that tailbone, picking it up. And then find that place that doesn't feel too far tilted forward or too far lifted in back, but this nice, even, balanced pelvis here. And then we'll move up into the shoulders as well. Just kind of hunch the shoulders up in the top of the spine, the cervical spine forward. And then draw them back into a gentle back bend. Just do that a couple of times, just noticing the difference between lifting the heart and hunching forward over the heart. And then find that place that just feels nice and balanced here. And just let the arms hang at your sides for a moment. And lift the crown of the head towards the sky and just notice how that tends to draw the chin in just a touch. And this is your mountain pose, your pose of strength, standing tall, equally balanced, vertically and horizontally across the body. And feeling both grounded and uplifted at the same time. And let's just start by shaking off the day. So let's inhale and lift those arms up towards the sky, palms facing forward. And as you continue to breathe, just step the feet out a little wider than hip width and bring a little bounce into the knees. And just let the hands kind of bounce up and down at the wrists, shaking out the wrists from the day, just getting a little energy flowing. You might lift the heel from side to side as you bounce, and you can really exaggerate this if you feel comfortable to do so. We're just going to be here for a minute, just shaking off the day. And then as you begin to lower the arms, you continue to shake the hands from side to side, just bouncing on the knees. And then we'll bring the hands down by the hips once again. Continue to shake and bounce. Just a few more seconds. Just letting go of everything. Maybe being a little bit silly. And then we'll just stop right here, slowly reducing the shaking. Then we'll just take the hands and we'll just slide them down the thighs, maybe down the calves, just brushing everything down and out and away. And same thing, brush off the left arm, brush off the right arm, and just shake off those arms. Take a nice big inhale in, exhale out through the mouth, and just come back to that grounded mountain pose, just like we started. And just notice any change in your energy. Notice if you feel maybe a temperature change, maybe a little tingling sensation. Maybe your heart rate or your breath is sped up a bit. And just let things soften and calm right down. And then we'll go ahead and inhale, raise those palms up towards the sky and bring them together overhead. Exhale, drawing your hands down towards your heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, open up the arms, lift the hands towards the sky. Maybe look up to find your thumbs coming together. And then track those thumbs as you bring the hands down to meet your heart center. Again, tracking the hands, getting some gentle movement in the neck and the shoulders, moving with that breath. Keeping those feet nice and grounded. We'll do this a couple more times. One more time, reaching the hands all the way up. Bringing the palms together. And exhale, bringing your hands right down to meet your heart. Then we'll just stay lifted for a moment here for a few of our postures. Let's go ahead and stand at the front of your mat and bring your hands to your hips. Make sure you've got that nice contact between your feet and the ground beneath you. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, just step that right foot back, coming into a high lunge. And just take a moment to find some nice alignment here. If you have some yoga blocks handy, you could definitely use those. In fact, I'm gonna grab mine. Just to show how you might want to use the blocks here. So with that right foot stepped back, you can stay right here with the hands on the hips, or if you like, with your blocks on the highest setting, you can bring your hands to the tops of the blocks and come a little bit lower, send that right foot back a little more. And we're just gonna open up through the front of the right hip here. So find that same Tadasana spine, whether you're lifted with that back leg in a little closer. You want to find that tucked chin. If you like, you can keep the hands anchored at your blocks or the hips, or you might want to inhale and reach the arms up towards the sky, drawing those shoulder blades down the back, encouraging those pinkies to rotate inward towards one another. So several possibilities here for your lunge, depending on how you're feeling today. We'll take one more full breath here. And as you next inhale, just step forward. Let the hands come down to your Tadasana once again. And here we just want to notice the difference from the right side to the left side. And then we'll bring the hands to the hips once again. As you inhale, take a step back with that left foot. I'm kind of wiggling my foot back a little farther to come a little deeper, but you can definitely keep that foot in a little closer for more stability and groundedness. We might be here with hands at hips, here with the hands on the blocks, getting a little deeper, or maybe here with hands reaching up towards the sky. Opening up the hips here, maybe the shoulders too. Let's take a full breath right here. Everybody bring hands to hips. And then as we inhale, let's step forward once again. Nice big inhale here. And we'll exhale, bringing the hands right down to the heart. And then release those hands and find your Tadasana once again. Let's go ahead and come on down to a seat. Any way you want to get there is fine. I'm going to inhale and reach my hands up. Exhale into a forward fold, bending those knees nice and deep. Inhale into a halfway lift. Coming into that number 7 shape, pressing into the tops of the thighs rather than the shins or the mat. Get those legs as straight as you can get them without locking the knees. Draw the elbows inward towards one another, shoulder blades down the back, tuck chin, finding that Tadasana spine. Just press into the tops of the thighs, opening up the hips a little bit more. Inhale here, and then any way you want to get there, we're going to come right on down to our seats. Coming into Dandasana, staff pose, feet pointed up at the sky. If the hips are particularly tight, it can be helpful to grab a pillow or a bolster or a folded up blanket to sit on, kind of sitting on that front edge here. And you could even bring pillows or bolsters underneath the knees. Or you can stretch those legs out long, whatever feels best in your back. And we'll find that tall spine here once again. Flex the feet, point the toes up to the sky, or even draw them back towards the knees a little bit to really stretch through the calves. You can take those fingertips out to the side to support your spine. Inhale here. Stay for that exhale. And then we'll inhale the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips any amount. Just until you feel that first sensation here. Whether it's a stretch in the low back or the hamstrings, just find that first area of sensation. From here, you can continue to stay with a long spine, coming a little bit deeper with every breath, bringing the hands down to the earth. Or you might want to stay at that first area of sensation and stack your blocks if you have them available. And depending on how tall you are, you can use these blocks in any configuration that will support you. Bring them to your thighs or just above the knees, and let your forehead come down to rest on the block at whatever height is best for you, letting the back round, letting the feet soften. So whether you want a more active, deeper fold forward or a gentler, more restorative fold forward, it's your choice. Just whatever you are needing today. And wherever you are right now, we're just going to stay there for 3 more breaths. Soften where you can. And then we'll go ahead and either, if you've got that rounded back, we're just going to gently roll up to a tall spine. If you're pulling forward with a straight spine, we'll just walk the hands up with a straight spine once again. Let's go ahead and bend that right knee, letting it come up towards the sky. Sole of the right foot next to the left thigh. If you want to go deeper here in the hips, you can cross the right leg over the left leg, but I'm going to stay here in nice alignment and not go too deep because I don't want to overstretch the rib cage here. So we're just going to hold on to the front of the shin. We'll find that nice long Tadasana spine once again. And just hugging that shin inward. Inhale and reach the left arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, just wrap the left arm around the front of the right shin. Forgot what that was called for a second there. And look towards your right. You can stay right here, holding on to that right leg. Or you might want to reach back with the right hand as a little kickstand and maybe look back a little farther over your right shoulder. So again, find that place that really feels good to you. You can draw that right shoulder back and down to open up and kind of massage the shoulder blade back here. Another full breath here. And then let's inhale, bring both arms high to the sky, coming back to center. Exhale, bring your hands down towards the left and just take a very gentle counter twist, letting the chin come in towards the chest. Inhale, right back up to center, extend the right leg, and we'll just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And then we'll draw the left knee up towards the sky, bringing the sole of the left foot down to the mat. And we'll interlace those fingers in front of the shin once again and hug that knee in. Just as tight in as feels good to you, keeping that right foot flexed, finding that nice tall spine. Let's inhale and reach the right hand up towards the sky. Exhale, wrap that right arm around the left knee and look over towards your left. This is enough of a twist here to kind of wring out the spine a little bit, get that synovial fluid flowing, keeping ourselves lubricated. But if you want to go deeper, you can reach that left arm back as a little kickstand, draw the left shoulder down and back, and look back over the left shoulder. Just as much of a twist as feels good to you here. One more full breath. And then we'll inhale, both arms high to the sky, back to center. Exhale, gentle counter twist over to the right. Just let the chin come in towards the chest any amount. And then we'll inhale back to a tall spine, windshield wiper the feet a little bit from side to side. And then let's come into a cross-legged seat. So I'm just gonna face you. Let's start with the right leg in front. You can either cross the ankles here or just stack one in front of the other. I kind of like this one in front of the other, especially with the pillow for that lifted hips, keeping those a little more balanced and even here. Let's inhale and bring the hands up high to the sky. Exhale, draw those hands down to your heart. Find your nice tall spine here. And continue to breathe. Let's go ahead and inhale those arms high to the sky once again. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat and just reach the right arm over any amount. Keep that right hip anchored here so the sit bones are still firmly connected. You might want to stay right here, or you might want to just kind of bend and straighten that left elbow a little bit and just get a little gentle dynamic movement here in the right side of the body. So either stillness or kind of a little gentle bounce. Next time you inhale, let's bring both arms back up to the sky. Exhale, right fingertips down to the earth. Might be great just to stay right here and breathe. Or you might want to find that gentle bounce. Just bend and straighten that right elbow any amount. Just getting a little movement here, a little flow. And then we'll inhale, both arms high to the sky again. Exhale, draw those hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Breathing here. You might inhale and lift the chin up towards the sky as much as feels good in the neck. Exhale, tuck your chin and hinge forward at the hips any amount. Inhale here, and when it feels good to you, just release those fingertips out in front of you and hinge forward, just noticing what you feel in the hips and in the low back. You can stay lifted nice and high here, or you might bring forearms down to the earth, or maybe bring your hands down to a block if that feels nice. Just getting a little bit of a stretch in the low back. Opening up the hips. One more full breath wherever you are. Keep your chin tucked to keep your neck nice and long and protected. And then as you inhale, we'll just walk the hands up to a tall spine once again, and we'll switch the cross of the legs. Then we'll do that same thing we just did, just with the opposite leg in front to get a little different stretch. So we'll inhale, the hands up high to the sky. Exhale, left fingertips over towards the left. Reaching right fingertips over any amount, keeping both sit bones anchored. Maybe finding stillness right here, maybe finding that gentle movement, or maybe coming any amount farther over towards the left. Really pressing that right hip bone down. You can keep your gaze forward, or maybe look up towards the sky, or down to the earth, whatever feels nice in the neck. One more full breath wherever you are. And then we'll inhale the arms high to the sky and take it over towards the right. Find that posture that feels great for you. Stillness here. Gentle dynamic movement, or maybe reaching a little bit farther over. Keeping that left sit bone anchored now. Inhale, both hands high to the sky. Exhale, bringing your fingers to interlace behind you again, bringing your opposite thumb on top from whatever your default position is in the hands. And we'll just draw those shoulder blades towards one another. Tuck that chin here to begin with. And then as you inhale, you might want to lift the gaze high to the sky, open up across the collarbones, and really draw those shoulder blades in towards one another. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest and hinge forward at the hips. Inhale here, and as you exhale, release the hands and come as far forward as feels good in your hips. And again, you might stay right here with those fingertips tented up, Or you might bring palms or forearms to the earth or to a block. Keep that spine nice and long here. Two more breaths wherever you are. And then we'll walk those fingertips back up to a tall spine. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming into butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana, this bound angle position. And hold on to the ankles or the toes here and just open up across the collarbones, drawing those elbows down towards the thighs, keeping the neck nice and long. Let's just kind of rock forward and back a little bit. Just keeping a tall spine at first. But then maybe as you inhale, you might rock forward. Exhale, rock back, linking the movement with the breath. And then as you rock forward and inhale, you might begin to draw the heart forward and open the throat. As you rock back and exhale, you might begin to round the back a little bit and draw the chin towards the chest. Really slow the movement down so that each movement is linked with the whole length of your inhale and the whole length of your exhale. And we'll do that 3 more times, forward and back. Next time you exhale, go ahead and bring yourself back to your tall spine. We're going to come into hero's pose. So come to sit on your heels, and you can either sit right on your heels, shins on the earth, or you can take your blanket or pillow on top of the calves and sit here, or you can take a block or 2 and sit on top of your block or 2. Whatever feels good in the knees, in the hips today, we're going to find that nice tall spine once again. And we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. So that's Nodi Shodhana in Sanskrit. And if you don't like to touch the face, or if your arm or shoulder is compromised, you can leave the hands down and just track the movement with your awareness. So if you're using the hand mudra though, we're going to take the index finger right here to the point just above the center of the eyebrows, also known as the third eye chakra, the Anja chakra. And we're going to close the right nostril with the thumb. We'll inhale through that open left nostril. Close the left nostril with the middle finger or fourth finger. Open the right nostril and exhale. Inhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril. Open up left and exhale. That's 1 round right there. As I said, if you don't want to use the hand for whatever reason, just track the awareness, track the breath with your awareness, noticing the breath as it flows in through the left nostril, noticing the sensation of the breath moving out of the right nostril. Notice the sensation of the breath moving into the right nostril and then out through the left again. So let's go ahead and start here. Inhale left, closing right. Close left. Open right. Exhale. Inhale right. Close right. Open left. Exhale. 1 round. Again, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue moving at your own pace. That left hand can stay relaxed in the lap, and again, you can release the right hand at any point. Just focus on stimulating the right side of the brain as you inhale through the left nostril, stimulating that creative, emotional communication side, that side that's wired for connection. And as you inhale through the right nostril, you're stimulating the left side of the brain, the logical thinking brain, the planning and organizing side of the brain. Just balancing those two halves out. We tend to work in the left brain, so let's bring a little more attention over there to that creative right brain. So continue with your breath at your own pace. Let's just find 2 more full rounds here. And when you found that final round, go ahead and release the right hand if it's not already. Close the eyes if that feels safe for you, and just notice what you notice. You might feel a little more calm. You might not. Whatever your experience is the experience you're meant to have. And then we'll bring the left hand to the heart center and the right hand to the belly. And we'll just draw those elbows in to hold the upper body here. And as you inhale, just notice the expansion of your torso. And as you exhale, just notice how it softens. Just continue to be aware of the breath and the movement of the body. And perhaps you might want to offer yourself a little compassion, some gentle, loving kindness for all that you are. Not finding your value in what you do or what you can accomplish, but just noticing your intrinsic value as a human being. One more full breath here. And then we'll go ahead and inhale, coming to high kneeling. Let's bring that right arm up towards the sky. And then bring the left arm up towards the sky. Just reaching up and just kind of stretching up right to left as if you're reaching up, climbing a little rope ladder. Just getting long through the sides of the body. And then we'll go ahead and sweep those palms down into the side. Move any support you have underneath you. And we're going to come all the way down to the back. So let's come on down any way you want to get there. You can just simply lie down, or if you want to tap into that core a little bit, you can find a nice tall spine here, feet on the earth, knees pointed up towards the sky. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, roll one vertebra at a time down to your mat. Oh, let's reach those arms out and up, reach the legs out nice and long, and find a big good morning stretch here. Getting long through the right side of the body, getting long through the left side of the body, opening up across the hips. And then we'll come into a gentle bridge pose. Soles of the feet parallel and as close to the sit bones as feels nice for you. Knees pointed up towards the sky. Press those triceps into the ground and lift the heart and snuggle the shoulder blades in towards one another. We'll lift the head to tuck the chin and bring the skull back down to the floor, and then press your palms into your mat alongside your hips. Let's just start by gently rocking the pelvic bowl. Visualize it sitting on your mat, spilling the bowl away from you, spilling the bowl towards you, just getting a little gentle movement right here in the hips. And then the next time you inhale, tilt that bowl towards you and roll the hips up towards the sky. As you exhale, roll one vertebra at a time on down to the mat. We'll do that a couple more times. Just a nice, low, gentle movement here, getting that full articulation in the spine. And then we'll roll up one more time, lifting the hips, and stay here and breathe. Press into the feet. Imagine you've got a couple of strings attached to the front of the hip flexors here, and they're just pulling them up towards the sky, opening up across the front of the hips. One more full inhale here. Exhale, roll the spine back down to the mat. And then we'll just take the feet out a little bit wider than hip width. Open up the arms into a T and just rock your knees from side to side. Just a little windshield wiper. Taking your gaze in the opposite direction and getting a nice gentle twist here. And then we'll begin to parallel the feet once again, parallel the knees. Rock those knees over towards the right, and as you do, that left buttock will lift from the mat, and place your left hand under so you're basically sitting on your hand. And then we'll rock those knees over towards the left and do the same thing on the right, tucking that right hand under the buttock here, under the seat. So you're sitting on the backs of both hands, palms underneath you, pressing down onto the ground. And you can kind of rock from side to side and really tuck your arms underneath you here. Let's send those feet out nice and long. And press into those balls of the feet as if you were kind of wearing high-heeled shoes. So we're not pointing the toes, we're not flexing the feet, but we're creating that kind of sort of a Barbie foot, for lack of a better word here. Getting ready for fish pose to open up the shoulders. Inhale here, tuck the chin, lift the gaze, look at the toes and press onto your elbows. Exhale, just let the head come back any amount. You might want to stay with the chin tucked if that feels nice, just drawing those shoulder blades together. But if it's okay in the neck, you might open up your gaze to the sky here, lifting the heart. If it feels nice, you could bring the crown of the head down to the mat behind you. Whatever feels good to you here. If this does not feel nice to you, you can always take a block or a rolled up blanket or pillow and place it under the shoulder blades and come into a supported fish posture. So whatever feels nice to you, we're gonna take 3 more full breaths here, opening up across the shoulders. Strike that. Let's make it 5 full breaths here. Open those shoulders. Take a big inhale. Exhale to soften where you can. Soften the jaw. Soften the forehead. Notice if you have any tension in your shoulders and see what you can release. What can you let go? And whether you're in the supported fish posture or you're sitting up on your hands and you're in the unsupported fish posture, we're just gonna tuck the chin, take the arms out from underneath you if they're there, and come into full Shavasana. And if you hear some music, that is the creepy ice cream van in our neighborhood. It makes me think of that book, It, by Stephen King. You know, that scary clown? I don't like the creepy ice cream van. Ice cream's another story, but not from a creepy van. If you don't hear the music, just ignore everything I just said and come into your full Shavasana. Let the arms and legs be relaxed, palms facing up towards the sky. Find that same tucked shoulder blades, same tucked chin. Inhale in through your nose, and as you exhale, let it go out the mouth or nose with a nice big sigh. Do that 2 more times. And then just find your breath through your nose. Soften the jaw, soften the shoulders. Let the legs and the hips be heavy. Just invite yourself to be here for 5 full breaths. Taking your time, giving yourself this time to nurture your lymphatic system, your circulatory system, your respiratory system, your nervous system, all your systems benefiting from this practice. And as you're ready, you can begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers. And if you have time here and you want to stay in Shavasana, feel free to pause or end the video and stay here as long as you like. But if you want to join me in one last big stretch, draw those fingers and toes as far away from each other as you can. And then we'll bend one knee and then the other, and either roll to whatever side feels best to you or bring those knees in towards the heart. Hold on to the backs of the thighs and rock up and down the spine a couple, 3 times, giving yourself a final last little massage. And either push yourself up to a tall seat or find yourself in Dandasana, staff pose, with the legs extended out in front of you, toes pointed up towards the sky. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, tuck the chin. We'll inhale those palms up high to the sky, bring the palms together and right on down to meet your heart. And if you like, you can tilt your chin towards your chest any amount. in reverence and respect for yourself, honoring peaceful, kind, and loving intentions. Take good care. Namaste.